Good evening, good evening. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Let's get some more light. The sun is going down a lot earlier, so we're gonna have to work on locations, but this feels good for today. How you doing? Today we're going over some notes from this manifesto, Rest is Resistance. As we get ready to enter into fall, autumn, the days are getting shorter, the temperature is dropping. All hell is breaking loose across the world. Like, so many things are happening. So many things are happening. Now more than ever, we have to remember to rest and know that, especially as people of African descent, as African Americans, as people of color, our rest is a form of resistance. In this capitalistic society, the system of capitalism, rest is resistance to that, to white supremacy, to the burnout of our bodies, to just equating our worth to what we can produce. So we're going to go over, if you have not read this book, read it. And if you're interested in the book club, send me a DM or drop a comment below and I can send you the link. We meet Sundays at 7:30 and we just started. So this coming Sunday, we'll be going over the introduction because there's just so much. We just did the preface this past Sunday, yesterday, and it was so powerful. So I'll be going over some of those notes. But first, let's pray. Lord, I thank you. I thank you for today. I thank you for the ability to rest in you. Lord, I pray that your daughters, your sons, your children are able to find rest in you in those still moments and just be quiet, canceling out all the noise and the chaos and just find a quiet, still moment where they can rest in you, where their spirit can be renewed, can be revitalized, and they can actually hear the word, Father God. I pray that your children are able to find rest in you so that they can hear what you are saying, because we're praying. We often feel like we're being ignored, but it's because our spirits are depleted. So Lord, let your children find rest. Thank you. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Peace, y'all. We are going over Rest is Resistance. If you have not read this manifesto, I encourage you to read it. It is a powerful guide, really like a self-help book that reminds me that suffering is not your rite of passage. Suffering is not your rite of passage. I love how she webs in her own history and her own lineage of women who were unable to rest and now have found rest. Peace. How you doing? Wow, from the Philippines. Good morning. Yes, evening over here. God bless you, Joy. Salikta, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Where are you joining from? Have you all had a chance to check out Rest is Resistance? It talks about decolonizing your mind, getting out of the system of equating your worth to what you can produce. And especially as we get ready to change seasons and just walk into a new, like, let's not wait on the season, like, just the season is today. The audacity to proclaim your freedom via rest is revolutionary. You know, there's that Jill Scott Heron song, "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." The revolution is not just, like the things that's going on in like Nepal and across the country in France, but the revolution is you choosing to say no to capitalism. It's you choosing to say no to overworking yourself, to overexerting yourself, and just allowing yourself to be. You're not a machine, so you should not subscribe to any system that commands that demands that out of you, and we have to resist. Today I took a nap when I had a lot of work to do, but my body told me to rest, and that's exactly what I did, and it felt good. I didn't feel guilty about it. This system that we live in, it makes you feel guilty about choosing yourself. If you are an entrepreneur like myself, coming out of this traditional system where, okay, we have to have the career where we work the job for 30 years and then we retire. Like, when you step out of that, that's revolutionary, because you have to change your mindset. You have to change the way you think. Thank you, my love. You have to change the way you operate once you step out of that mindset. And so I want to go over a few things with you all. I am partnering with my sister for the Boss Sisters Network, and we're doing a book club on Sundays, and we're reading Rest is Resistance. So I'll be going over some things today just to encourage you all. Whether you can join the book club or not, you can send me a DM or email me to get the link. We meet on Sundays. If you can't join the book club, just get this book. If you can't get the physical book, get the audio book. And I don't get any money from saying this, but I'm telling y'all, this is my third time reading this book, and every time it has changed my life. Every time it has reminded me the power that I have to slow down, to not be a worker bee in this system that just wants to see how much it can get out of me and not actually feeding me. Like, this system is just creating more trauma. Is not doing anything to heal me. And that's not God like. That is not God like. Like, even God took a Sabbath. We need to take those moments and not just wait on a day, but have those moments throughout your day where you can close your eyes and find peace. Close your eyes and reset your mind, breathing in love and joy and just releasing any and all toxicity. So one of my key quotes that I got from here is, hold on y'all. I lost my page. I got excited. Is she says, the systems have manipulated and socialized us so that we stay exhausted. We can remain stuck in a never-ending cycle of trauma. If we are not tapped into the truth of our divinity, there is the possibility of continued brainwashing. That right there. And then she asks the question, how do I rest and work so I can make a living? Or, I would love to rest more, but I have bills, and how is it possible? We have to rethink how we even look at the system of rest. Rest is not just sleep. If you're sleeping all day, that's depression. Like, that's not rest. But looking at how can you have those quiet, still moments where if you have to go, work your 9 to 5, if you're working a full-time job, you can still find rest within the system. And it's when you realize that you are a divine vessel of God, that you are here to exist on your terms. That job, that relationship, like, all of that stuff is going to be there. It's going to be there. But if you are not taking care of your vessel, like, we only get one body. And if you are not taking care of your vessel, if you are not taking care of yourself, what's the point of living? Working so you can make sure you pay a bill on time, or living a life where you have longevity? And longevity not in just years, because we don't know when our end day will be, but longevity in saying, you know what? I'm at peace with everything. I'm at peace with myself. So that's coming out of a system. Coming out of a system that has manipulated us into believing that we have to continue that you grieve that former self, because there's a part of you that has almost built up an addiction to a system that does nothing but harm you, has built up an addiction to a system that doesn't care about you at all. And so a question I would ask you all was, can you define your worth? We say we're worthy, but, like, can you define it? If your worth is just attributed to materialistic things and things that you can't produce, that's not real worth, because all of those things can be taken in a moment. Who are you in your core? Who are you in your essence? So as you are meditating and you are contemplating on those thoughts, I hope y'all can hear me. Something's going on my end. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, that should be better. Asking yourself who you are. Okay. That should be better. Yes. Okay. Thank you for your patience. All right. You all should be able to hear me now. I'm back. So when we ignore our body's needs to rest, in doing so, we lose touch with our spirits. In our bodies, we have the temples. We are temples. And it's the only thing that you own. Your body is the only thing that you own. I was so happy, y'all, when I paid off my first car. I worked 3 jobs to pay off my car, my student loan, and to have all these things. And then as soon as I paid that car off, it started acting up. And it was just so frustrating because I worked so hard. I mean, I was grinding, moonlighting, working full time, and having all these side hustles just to pay off this one thing. And as soon as I paid off that car, next thing you know, it needed thousands of dollars worth of service. And then I just had to let it go. So when she says that our bodies, our temples are the only thing we own, that's the only thing we own. Because you can pay off all these things. Like I think about all that time I gave to owning this piece of metal that now I don't even like, it's nowhere to be found. But I gave hours and months and years of myself to this thing. And I just think now, if I could devote that same energy to investing in my temple, investing in my body, that I own, if it's the thing that I can control, what does it look like when I actually invest in that versus investing in the material things that can be here one day and gone the next? Like your house could catch fire and you lose all the material possessions, but but you have your life. So as we are looking and exploring rest as resistance, what does it look like when you invest into your health, when you invest into your wealth, and when you invest into your spirit? A lot of times you can't hear your spirit, you can't hear God because your spirit is exhausted. Your spirit is tired. Your soul is weary because you haven't invested that time into yourself. So what does that look like? Simple things, and it doesn't cost money. You can go for a walk. Go for a walk in silence and just ignite your senses. Listen to the trees. Listen to the wind. Listen for cars passing by. Listen for children playing in the background. Don't look at your phone. Don't put on a podcast or a message, but just allow your eyes to adjust to what's happening in nature. Hug a tree. You see, I got my tree on today. Like, people look at me like I'm crazy, but when you do it, it is so much power and magic in hugging a tree. You are literally connecting with the earth. You are connecting with the source. God put that tree there, and that tree has seen so much. So why not take time to embrace it? Now, I don't know about tasting anything, but if you see something edible, like taste something in nature, eat a fresh vegetable. Truly connect with the things that are here for your nourishment, for your encouragement, so that you can show up as your best self, so that you can be yourself. And that is rest as resistance. Taking a 15-minute walk, a 30-minute walk, and just allowing yourself to be and not attributing something to it. You don't have to be someone's mother, someone's employee, someone's wife, someone's lover. Like, you can just be you. And in being you, that's enough. That is totally enough. Another point that I really I like that she made was she drew the line of connection through her lineage and her ancestors. And she gave the story about her grandmother. Just, like my grandma said, I'm just resting my eyes. I'm just resting my eyes. And it's like, Grandma, you sleep. And she wasn't asleep because she'd be fully coherent. And she would just be resting her eyes. And when we talk about rest as resistance as African Americans, because that's the perspective I can speak on, when my grandmother left Mississippi, she tells the story. When she bought her, her bus ticket to leave Mississippi. Hi, Ryan. How are you? We're talking about rest is resistance. This manifesto book, Tricia Hersey. Have you read? I'm sharing the story of my grandmother and how me resting is a part of her resistance. When she bought her ticket to travel, to actually relocate from Mississippi to Chicago, and Mississippi is Mississippi, she put the money in the white woman's hand. I don't, and that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to sit your, money on the counter. You're not supposed to put money in their hand. And that woman told the bus driver, like, she pointed my grandmother out. And my grandmother, she said she did not sleep the entire bus ride because she didn't know what could happen. And so when I think of rest as resistance, my grandmother, like, was bold and audacious enough to demand respect in Mississippi in the 50s. And she wasn't able to rest on her transition. And so as her granddaughter, like, it's my responsibility to take that on, to take that resistance and saying, okay, you know what? I am going to take a nap. I am going to rest. I am going to be bold. I'm going to be audacious about whoever I choose to be, because of the sacrifices of my ancestors, because of what they had to endure, because they weren't allowed to rest. She literally could not sleep that entire ride because you never know. You never know. And, just that little thing was a scare tactic. And so many of us, like, we're just being traumatized throughout our lives. And in our bloodline, we have to make the decisions today to say no more, to say it's going to end with me. I'm not going to carry that trauma. I'm not going to carry the stress. I'm not going to carry the heartache. Like, no, that's done. It's over with. So yes, it's a very interesting book. And this is actually my third time reading it. And every time I read it, it just incites something new about, it just helps me recognize my own power when we often, I will speak for myself, often feel powerless in this system. I'm talking about Rest is Resistance. It's a manifesto by Tricia Hersey. She's the founder of the NAP Ministry, and she talks about connecting your soul and your spirit to rest and using it as a form of resistance against capitalism and white supremacy. And so it's a very powerful book. I encourage everyone to read it. You don't have to be a black or whatever to read it. Like, everyone needs to rest. Like, capitalism is coming for us all. The need to attach our worth to what we can produce. We've been brainwashed, not putting my tinfoil hat on, but it really is a system of, like, brainwashing to where we control, like, if we can't produce it, then we're not worthy or we're not enough. No, we're divine because we're here. Like, we're here, and that's enough. Happy birthday. Oh, wow, you're so young. Listen, now is the time. I hope that you take rest on early. Yes, Megan, it is. It's the reality. And this system just wants us to work against our own natural will. Like, our bodies tell us to rest, but we've been socialized that we need to produce. We need to be here. We need to do this. And if we're not doing it, then, if we're not doing it, then something's wrong. And that's not the reality. It's not the reality. We have to get back to a system of self that feeds us. We only get one body. We get one temple. That's it. They're telling you happy birthday, Ryan. Happy birthday. I'm so glad you're here. So yes, doing a book club. We meet Sundays at 7:30, and we just started. We'll be going over the introduction next Sunday. So if you're interested, shoot me a DM or email me. Connect at PriscillaJHarris.com, and I'll send you the link because because everybody needs this. Everybody needs this, and I'll go over her tenets that she has in the book. It's virtual, so we meet online. The tenets of the NAP Ministry. The first, rest is a form of resistance because it disrupts and pushes back against capitalism and white supremacy. The second, our bodies are a site of liberation. The third, naps provide a portal to imagine, invent, and heal. And I'll talk about that in just a second. And then fourth, our dream space has been stolen and we want it back, and we will reclaim it via rest. So I've already talked about rest as a form of resistance because it pushes back against capitalism. Because capitalism, it's built on a hierarchy, and it's built on just producing, but not necessarily receiving. Okay, well, thank you for joining, Megan. I'm glad you got to check this out. If you can, check it out. It's also on Audible too if you want to listen to it. It's powerful, and I really want you to hear about the dream space because she encourages us to imagine. So enjoy your night. But the third tenet that she had that we're going to talk about is naps provide a portal to imagine, invent, and heal. So when you are well rested, you are so creative. Like people think, oh, I'm not creative. I just, no, like everyone has a specific amount of creativity where you can just do something. Like you are special. Everyone is special. You are divine. And when you take a nap, when you allow yourself to just rest and be still, not necessarily go into like full slumber, but just rest, it sparks your imagination. Like there's some science behind it that, she talks about it in more detail. I'm just giving you the synopsis. But it encourages your mind to reset. It's like a mini boost. Like, if somebody's having like a heart attack and they have the defibrillator and they put it on their chest and it like restarts their heart. That's kind of what a nap does for your mind, because our minds are going, especially with technology. While I love it because we get to connect, virtually in these spaces. Thank you. It's a lot on our brains. It's a lot for our brains to keep going. Like it feeds anxiety and depression and all those things. So when you allow yourself to rest and take just a little 30-minute nap, just a 30-minute nap is all you need, then it's just like restarting your heart. Like it just restarts your brain and gives you this fresh perspective that you wouldn't have had if you just pushed through the day and you're just going and going, and now you're exhausted and you're tapped out. Your mind is literally tapped out. And then the fourth thing is your dream space has been stolen. Oh, the power of dreaming. And that's what I'm really hoping to like focus in this time that I'm reading the book. Because every time I've read it, I feel like I've gone through each one of these tenets, and now I'm in the dream space where I want to master dreams. Daydreaming is so powerful. Like nighttime dreaming is great as well, but allowing yourself the space and the freedom to daydream unlocks portals. It takes you into another realm where all things are possible. We read those nice scriptures in the Bible, and when you allow yourself the freedom to daydream, it truly unlocks a portal to connect your spirit to the now. Your spirit needs to talk to you. And sometimes when we're sleeping at night, we're just tired. But when you allow yourself a moment to just not even just fantasize, but to daydream, to connect to a higher power, and allow yourself to let your imagination flourish, oh my gosh, it is so powerful. That's how you co-create with God. That's how you manifest. That's how you listen to God. That's how you begin to hear what's actually being said and see parts, of the vision come to pass. The stress comes, and the anxiety and the overwhelm and the worry comes because you're tapped out mentally. When you are tapped out mentally, it's just hard. It's really hard to produce. It's really hard to force yourself to get there when it's just not there. It's not there at all. All right. And so with that was a lot. I want y'all to reflect and think about that. Like as you get ready for your evening tonight, or if you're watching this in the morning, you're in the Philippines, think of how you are going to decolonize your mind, how you are going to decolonize your systems and your habits to redefine your worth. And not only define your worth, but add the actions to it. You are worthy of rest. What does that look like? You are worthy of dreams. What is that like? You are worthy of creativity and imagination. What does that look like? Write it down. The Bible tells us to write it down and make it plain. Write it down so that you have that to anchor you. And as you continue to go throughout the journey, that's your anchor. I am worthy of rest. Really, just because God said so. Because I'm here. Because I'm alive. Because I'm divine. I'm a child of the King. I'm worthy. And then also take accountability and ownership over your choices. Because while we have been put in this system, while we have been brainwashed and we've been socialized, every day we make a choice. Throughout the day, you make a decision. You decide who you're going to be. And when you get to a certain age, you're at your parents' house, you decide if you're going to continue these habits that keep you in a cycle of trauma, that keep you depressed. The seasons are changing. I will talk, I've had, the seasonal depression. We have been in this off and on again relationship for years. And last year I said enough. I'm not going to let fall come and I'll be depressed again. But I had to change my habits around it. I had to start being proactive about my mental health, proactive about my physical health so that I wouldn't be depressed. How you doing, funny man? I like the name. We're talking about rest as resistance. And I was just going over the tenements here in this manifesto by Tricia Hersey. And we're talking about ownership and choices as we redefine our worth and decolonize our mind. We got to get over the things that we ourselves are doing. And so if certain habits create a system where you keep falling into depression, change those habits. You at a certain point, you have to know your cycle, know what triggers you. If you know your triggers, if you know the sun going down earlier is going to trigger you, go for a walk at night. Face that fear and stop letting it defeat you. We're here to be victorious and nothing less and nothing more. And so that is all I have for you all tonight. I'll repost this live. So those of you who are just joining, I do encourage you to look at it again because we went over the 4 tenements of the NAP ministry and just ways to decolonize your mind, to build healthy habits, and to restructure your life where you are first. It's not about your worth is not about what you can produce, but your worth is just your existence because you are a divine human being and God allowed you to be here. So live your life and don't let this system get you down. And so I'll leave you all with a few words of encouragement. One moment. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is for the women only. We are doing a book club for this book, Rest is Resistance. And so if you're interested, you can comment below. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. So I'll be reading a psalm. And this is one of my favorite psalms. It's Psalm 1. And it said, blessed is the, I'm going to say woman, woman who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But her delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law she meditates day and night. She is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in its season. Oh no! Which yields its fruit in its season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever she does prospers. And I want to encourage you all that you are blessed, that you are worthy, and that you are a tree planted by the streams of water. Trees planted by the streams of water, they are fruitful, okay? Their leaves do not crumble. They produce in their season, and whatever they do prosper. And that is my prayer for you tonight, that whatever you are planning, whatever is in your dreams, is in your imaginations, that there is prosperity attached to it. And not just prosperity in the financial number, but prosperity in joy, prosperity and peace of mind. If you are someone who struggles with suicide or depression or anxiety, I pray for you to have a peace of mind because you deserve it. All right. See you on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get the book too. It's really good. God bless. Good night.